Hi, my name is Mimi and welcome to Chismimimosa, the show where the drinks are cold and the chisme is hot. If you don't know what chisme is the Spanish word for gossip. And on this show, I like to catch up on my favorite internet gossip shows and react to them for you while I drink a mimosa. Salud. Today's drink is a limoncello, pomelo, San Pellegrino mimosa. Salud, delicious. I'm going to be reacting to a channel that I've reacted to before. This is Other People's Lives, hosted by Joe Santagato and Greg Dyback. This is a weekly anonymous call-in show with roughly 170,000 subscribers. I think they should have way more because these two are super cute. And they have this great show where people can call in anonymously and spill the tea on their deep, dirty, nasty secrets. Today's episode that we're gonna be watching is called I'm Sleeping with My Boss's Husband. And I can't wait to get into this one. I am pretty heated on this topic. I hate cheaters. I think they're gross and they're nasty. And I cannot wait to hear this chisme, so let's get started.
We both say that this is like the best feeling but the worst feeling all at the same time, because we're so in love at one moment and then we're so ridden with guilt.
Oh, are you? Are you so in love one moment and then ridden with guilt? Let's get into this Other People's Lives episode.
Today we're speaking with a woman who reached out. The subject of her email reads, I have been having an affair with my boss's husband and we are in love. A little bit of her email here. It says, I've been at my job for 5 years now and love it, and my boss. Throughout the 5 years of me being here, her and I have become the best of friends. We hang out at each other's houses. Our kids know each other. We invite each other to family events, etc. So
you can't trust these hoes. You cannot trust these bitches. So she's been working at her job for 5 years. She's become very close to her boss, who I'm going to guess is a woman. And so close even that she is invited to the house, etc. And we're going to find out how it came to be that she's sleeping with the boss's husband. Nasty que puta. Spanish lesson of the day. Es muy puta. Okay? I hope I can say that on YouTube. Probably I cannot. Let's keep watching.
We're going to learn all about how this affair with her boss / best friend, her husband, happened. And we've got the guest on the line. So thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I kind of just alluded to the fact that you become very close with your boss, but can you just talk a little bit more about that relationship before we talk about her husband?
Yeah, so I would say it's 5-year mark in January. So I left my old job, just wanted to work somewhere new. I wanted to work with a different crowd. So
Ooh, she wanted to work with a different crowd. I wonder why that is. People don't typically just leave jobs willy-nilly. I wonder if she had some friggin' drama at her past job. Let's keep listening.
I went and I searched and I found a good job, and my boss, she seemed amazing. And as the time went on, I'd say about 6 months to a year in, we got really close at work. You know, we talked about things. We realized that we had a lot of interests that were the same and morally just on the same compass. And
morally on the same compass. I can't wait to hear more about this woman's moral compass. Let's, the side bitches, they do be having the audacity. So let's hear about this moral woman, this moral compass she has shared in common with her boss.
Like fully get introduced to him and talk with him, probably till like 3 to 4 months that I had already been going over to their house. He would come in and out, and say hello, but didn't actually at all.
So you mentioned your kids hung out, so you're in a relationship as well?
Yeah.
You're currently in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, so it's like you have a boyfriend and your boss has a husband.
Correct.
Okay.
Ooh.
Just wanted to set that scene. So, okay, so you met him a few months in. Do you remember what it was like meeting him? Was this sort of like an instant attraction?
So I seen him on her Facebook, and
I seen him on her Facebook. First of all, I hate when people say I seen. Oof. Makes me think you haven't seen the inside of a book. She saw him on her friend's Facebook. Listen, this is why, like, you got to keep your business to yourself because you can't be trusting just anybody, okay? Especially if you're like showy with your life, making your things look all happy and wonderful, showing off your men's. You got these trifling hoes up in your business trying to steal your life. It's not about stealing the man, just so we're all clear, all right? It's rarely ever about stealing the man. It's that they want to steal something from the woman, just so you all know.
I don't know why, but he intrigued me for some reason.
He intrigued me.
Got some kind of feeling, and I kind of just tried to ignore it.
I got some kind of feeling from a Facebook photo. I mean, ain't no men that good looking, okay?
And then when I seen him in person, it reignited. So then when I was thinking about it at home, I'm like, well, I'm going to try to talk to him the next time I'm there. And that's kind of where things stemmed.
She saw a singular picture on the lady's Facebook. She was intrigued. And then she said to herself, I'm going to talk to him. So like right off the bat, she wanted to be up to some funny business. Isn't that interesting? The root of all of this, I'm going to listen. I haven't watched the rest of it, but let's foreshadow a bit. The root of all this is jealousy. She's jealous of the woman and what the woman has, the higher status woman, and what she got that she don't.
Okay. So were you trying just to have conversations with him like in a friendly way, or immediately you're like, I'm attracted to this person, I want to see if they're attracted to me?
No, right away I was just talking as friends. I'm not very aggressive when it comes to that, especially since he's married, she's my boss, and I have a boyfriend myself. I felt different than a friendship, but I didn't want to pursue that. So, at first it was just all friendship. Hey, how's it going? How's the family?
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a scenario where there's so many pieces that are just like off limits, like don't do this, especially because it's your boss and the person that employs you. So if you didn't go into it with those intentions of being romantic, how did that develop?
These guys are so patient with these numbnuts that call them. Like, they are so non-judgmental. I'm sure that is, a choice they have to make so that people continue to call. Because, I have watched such scandalous things on this show, worse than this, okay? So kudos to Greg and Joe for remaining so neutral when these scumbags call with their fucking nasty, nasty secrets.
He come on to you, or did you guys just start getting closer over time?
Well, the friendship got really close. We started really talking about deeper subjects like love and morals, like what we do and what we don't believe in, all these things, and a lot of these things that we connected with and we agreed upon. And
how is she getting the opportunity to have this level of conversation with her friend and boss's husband? Listen, I don't do friendships with girlfriends, men. Absolutely not. There's no reason, no place, and no reason unless you are trying to get into trouble.
it just became a really, really good friendship. And we're both beings that are very loving and I guess not very religious, but very spiritual. So
spiritual, loving beings is this side chick and the cheating husband. They are spiritual, loving beings. Yes, clearly.
Spiritually connect in a whole nother level. I've never met anybody else that I could spiritually connect with like I do with him. So
give me a break.
I wasn't going into it that way, but it ended up that way after, I'd say, 6 months of talking. And
how are they talking?
I was out drinking with a girlfriend, and he was saying something, texting me, and I said, oh, I would love to do that with you and my boss. And he said, oh my gosh, what? I would love that. And it kind of stemmed just from there. So it was kind of like a flirty comment that wasn't really supposed to
Listen, why does your girlfriend's husband have your cell phone number even? Why? Unless this is like, you know, the chatting over Instagram or something like that. This is like red flag sirens, okay? I've been in situations where girlfriends, partners have asked for my contact, and it's like a abso-fucking-lutely not. For what? For what? Unless you're trying to organize some sort of surprise for my girl, I have nothing to talk to you about in private, okay? Zero.
To be serious, but I kind of was like also shooting my shot in a way to see if it would happen.
What do you mean?
She just giggled. I was also shooting my shot. Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. She said 5 minutes ago that she's not aggressive. Listen. People will tell on themselves right away. She said she's not aggressive, but then she shoot her shot. I don't know many women that need to shoot their shot. You know what I mean? Women typically are pursued, not the pursuers. So she's obviously aggressive if she's shooting her shot to begin with. Like she just giggled. What a freaking loser.
Like do what?
He said, I think he said something along the lines of, and I, oops.
No,
I shouldn't have said their name.
we'll beat that out, don't worry.
Okay. And we are gonna be fucking tonight, basically, is what he said. And I am gonna get my dick sucked. And I basically said, I wish I could do that with you guys, or I wish I could join. Something along those lines.
Bro, I thought she was
just like, lit up.
I thought she was talking about like, I'd love to go bowling. I'm not like, this is not the topic I expected. Listen, I don't want to kink shame. Like, have your open shit or whatever it is people are into. But clearly, this was all unbeknownst to the wife in this situation. Like, what kind of conversations are you having? Listen, I'm calling it right now. This woman is trash, and she's for sure not a beautiful woman, okay? This is a jealous, low-status woman who... Ugh. Puta. Es muy puta, obvio.
Because he really is into that kind of stuff.
Did you think
Giggling.
in that moment, because you are shooting your shot in a way, but did you mean that? Like, would you have wanted something to happen with the three of you? Or were you worried that your boss would find out that you guys were texting this way?
No, it was my way of being like, I involved her because I didn't want to just like straight up be like, oh, I wish I could do that with you, But no, I would never want to do anything with her at all.
What made
She
you
keeps giggling.
send that? Because it feels like in these stories there's always that moment, that spark that kind of sets off what's to come. And like the fact that, one, you're in a relationship, this is your boss.
I love how she started this whole conversation mentioning a shared moral compass. That's the part that's hilarious. Listen, if these were a bunch of swingers, these were a bunch of open relationship fucking degenerates, whatever floats your boat, that's fine. But let's not talk about moral compass. It's so funny how people tell on themselves where they say the opposite of what they're really, truly feeling. This woman knows she has no moral compass. This woman knows that she is aggressive. She's saying literally the opposite of everything that is clearly what's true.
For you to send that message, or I mean, it seems like you guys are kind of already talking that way. Were you worried or nervous? And I guess what made you take it to that next level?
So like I said, I was out with a girlfriend and we were having drinks, and her and I were talking, and I brought it up as like, I have been talking to my boss's husband for about 6 months now, and it's just been kind of like feeling weird about it, and I want to pursue it a little more. Like I want to kind of shoot my shot in a way.
This bitch doesn't even have a good internet connection. What is good about you? Did you hear the quality of the call? And like, you have friends. Like, I couldn't be me. All right, talking to my girlfriends or them talking to me about wanting to shoot their shot with their husbands, their boss's husbands. What the moral compass on this woman is just straight and narrow.
Do it. And so
Do it?
On top of the liquid courage, I did it.
So
Who are these
from
people?
there, what happens? Is he actually trying to pursue like a threesome with you guys, or?
Well, no, because he knows that she wouldn't go for that. I mean, I guess he probably didn't want to ruin that, whole dynamic. It's a very messy and sticky dynamic. Maybe if it would.
Oh my God, he didn't want to ruin that. But, he wanted to cheat on his wife. He didn't want to ruin it though. But he wanted to cheat on his wife with her subordinate, who is probably, I'm going to guess, like a nasty, not attractive person. I'm going to guess, okay? If I had to guess, this would be a kind of like low status, trashy woman, considering the fact that she has a friend who's telling her, yeah, go for it. Yeah, go fuck your boss's husband. Who are these tacky These people walk among us. Careful who you let in your life.
Was with another woman that wasn't somebody that knew his wife, then possibly. But no, he went about it as just like flirting back with me. And from there, we basically flirted for probably, a month. And then we made a plan to meet together and hang out.
Oh yeah, clearly to hang out.
The affair started.
Yeah, the affairs.
I mean, obviously this was just like straight hanky-panky, okay? So this husband got the gist that this woman is so, her moral compass is so straight that the conversations that they're having, the spiritual connection that she refers to is them talking about, hello. Yeah. Probably this is the kind of stuff he can't get out of his wife, right? There's a lot of men that, the side bitch is the nasty hoe. She's got the nasty that the wife and mother of the children and the partner in their life doesn't have. And that's why I'm guessing that this woman is like low status, low class, probably not very presentable. If I had to bet money, I would bet all my savings on that. Okay, this is probably a grotesque woman. And that's why he knew he could get away with saying these types of things to her with their spiritual connection she refers to.
Sordid, yeah.
Do you remember what you felt that first time it happened?
When I first was going into it, I wanted to shit my pants. I was so nervous. I was so scared, especially because he's also, 16 to 18 years older than me.
Wow.
So that in itself is like nerve-wracking. I don't know him a whole lot. I only know him over text and what he tells me and what I know from what my boss tells me.
So she doesn't know him other than over text, but she talked about their spiritual connection that they had. And this is a man who's close to 20 years older than her. My God, the low self-esteem, okay? The grotesque lack of moral compass here. Oh man, this is if I had to guess, this is a woman with daddy issues, with low self-esteem, jealousy, trying to feel something in life, trying to fill and empty some big gaping hole that she should be filling with therapy, not with fucking her boss's much older husband.
So I was nervous, but I went there and I made it there. And after that, it was
Gross.
kind of well, shit, now what? Because he asked me, well, now what is this going to be? And I told him straight up, well, this can't be an affair. This can't be a full-blown affair. Those were my exact words. I said we could meet up every once in a while. It could be a every once in a while thing. And
isn't that a full-blown affair, though?
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. A full-blown affair, when I meant those words, was where we're meeting up all the time and it's happening for over a a span of a week or two, you know.
The mental gymnastics of people with no values or morals. The freaking like Olympic gold medal gymnastics of this person is really quite spectacular to listen to. What a scumbag! A full-blown affair. What's the difference between, oh, this can't be a full-blown affair, but we can meet weekly for nasty porno sex, but this can't be a full-blown affair. What's the difference, you dirtbag? There's none, whether it's once or 20 times. I mean, maybe you could argue one is worse than the other, but it's still that you're a dirtbag. End of story. Oh my God, look at Greg's face of disgust.
And this is currently still happening, right?
Right, so I mean, it became a full-blown affair.
Okay. And
She wants people to know. She wants to tell people. I don't know if you know that about the side bitches. They want someone to know. Just like she wanted her girlfriend to know. She wanted, like, see what I got on her? It's like it's a gloatingness. I think that she's gloating.
now you are currently in a full-blown affair still with this man.
Correct, yes.
How often do you guys see each other?
We try to at least once a week.
And how do you go about setting that up? And like it doesn't
Grotesque.
become suspicious to anybody?
Yeah, it does. A lot of times it can't be once a week. Sometimes it's once every other week, but we try to make it once a week. We go about it as we take the day off, and nobody knows that we take the day off.
What?
Besides, I mean, my boss, of course, knows, but she doesn't know, like, why or where, and she doesn't know that her husband is taking it.
This woman, the wife, the boss, her subordinate, who is significantly younger than at least the husband, probably also her, the subordinate, okay, takes a day off every week to go and sleep with her husband. You can't write this shit. This is like worse than fiction. What a horrible stain on that poor woman's life. And then for this trash bag, total dirtbag woman to be calling in to gloat about this. This is why this isn't a call-in show for people to like get this, weight off of their chest. I've listened to enough of these to know that these people are gloating.
And where do you guys meet up?
We have a couple of spots. Sometimes we meet up at a park just to, like, talk and then go on walks. And then we also meet up at a hotel.
Okay. Would you say this is more than just sexual? Like meeting up and talking in a park? This seems like romantic. Well, I think your email said you guys love each other, right? You both feel that way?
Yeah, and that's
Give me a break.
We had fallen in love. I mean, for me, it's definitely that. And from what I feel from him and what he's shown me, then yeah, I would say that it's.
Listen, a man doesn't fall in love with the woman he starts texting about blowjobs. Okay, this is not love. And I look at Greg's face. I love that they're so neutral, and obviously they have to be so non-judgmental, but if you look at their faces, they're disgusted, as they should be, because this is a disgusting human being that they're speaking to. Fully, listen, I don't give a shit about someone calling me judgmental. This human being is like trash. There's no way that either of them are in love. This woman is in need of severe therapy, and the man is just a disgusting pig. That's obvious.
It's love for me, for sure. And I can't speak on somebody else, but he says that.
Well, how long have you guys been doing this?
For about a year now.
And is there any plan to be like, we're going to be together?
Of course not.
That is kind of where we're always going back and forth because of just every situation and scenario that's involved. We have children, so we don't want to leave our situations right now because we have young children involved. And on top of that, we have mutual people involved.
Ugh, gross. You have children, for Christ's sake. Listen, I maintain that to be a side bitch, you're probably not a very desirable woman. Because if you live your life having a lot of attention, you don't give a shit. You don't care about, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. But if you are like low self-esteem, low values, obviously, you'll jump at the tiniest bit of attention. And men are just men. Men are, grotesque and will put their willies in just about anything. And this dum-dum here thinks that she's in love.
And it's just very messy. So
yeah, it's messy and it's nasty.
We don't want to hurt anybody by any means, but
we don't want to hurt anybody. She's got a moral compass. She did tell us that in the beginning.
We hope that eventually we can be together.
You're full of shit.
Part of this is, the way you described your boss. This isn't just the person you work for. You said you became very close friend. You wrote best of friends in your email. Is this person still
with friends like that? Who needs enemies?
A very good friend of yours that you're actively seeing?
Yeah, and that's another reason why it's really hard on me, because I get to thinking, and she's never done anything to me, and she's only been good to me and has helped me in a lot of situations. So I often get guilt tripped myself because of that.
Oh yeah, your guilt is killing you. Your guilt is absolutely just destroying you.
I feel the only reason why I haven't ended the whole situation, because this is not like my character, and I'm sure that's what everybody fucking says, but
this is not my character. Interesting. Yet she has giggled throughout this interview. Talking about, I asked my other girlfriend and she said, yeah, go for it. So you know what? This is exactly your character. This is exactly who you are. You are of low value, of low self-esteem, and you need healing in a big way. Get your ass to therapy, woman. Why would you procreate? Oh, Lord.
It's really not like my character. I think the only reason why I haven't ended things is because I truly love him. I can't even think to
raspberry
things with him.
Yeah, but obviously that it's easier to say now. You guys have developed an actual sort of relationship in the dark.
A full-blown
stages,
affair.
You kind of have a, even before you send that text, like when you're out drinking with your girlfriend, before that, where you guys are actually chatting, one-on-one and this and that, during that time, before you're in love with this guy, you are making sort of an active choice to, you kind of see where that could be.
Thank you, Joe. Santagato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
handsome man.
In hindsight. Sorry, I was just gonna say how all the little decisions add up to what is now insane.
Ain't nothing an accident. There's no accidents here. Many multitudes of decisions led to this. She said she's not a pursuer, that she has a moral compass. She said that they're connected spiritually, that this is not her. Literally, boom, 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 boom. Every one of those statements she made is the opposite. What a unaware of themselves person. This woman needs immediate psychological help. I would be willing to bet that she, has had a really effed up upbringing, daddy problems, maybe a narcissist mother, low self-esteem. There's no way that this is an attractive woman. No way. I would bet so much money on this.
Mainly complicated and hard for you to get out of.
Yeah, and him and I actually talk about that as well. We're very open when it comes to communication, and we both say that this is like the best feeling, but the worst feeling all at the same time, because we're so in love at the moment, and then we're so ridden with guilt, and
you're not in love.
Just know that
you're in lust. You're two broken people that are bumping uglies. That's it. There's no spiritual connection here. Okay, you give him the nasty. He can talk to you in nasty, disrespectful ways that he would probably never talk to his wife in such ways, because he actually loves and respects her oddly enough. And he probably does not respect you.
We're doing wrong, but then we feel like we're not doing wrong because we are genuinely happy and we are genuinely at peace. But I know that there's other people involved. That if
we're genuinely happy and genuinely at peace. Everything this woman says is the opposite of truth.
we want to be there, then we should just not have those people involved. And it's a lot easier said than done.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Therapy is a great way to take stock of your progress and help you set achievable goals.
This woman needs the better help, okay? This woman needs the better help. I did BetterHelp. I know they have some scandals and all that, but after a really dark period in my life where I needed it, where I suffered adultery and infidelity on like a grotesque scale, okay? I went to BetterHelp. Thank God for that. It was during the panini, you know, we can't say the other word. And I found a lot of help and solace and healing when I did BetterHelp. So yeah, let these boys get their coins, get that sponsorship money, boys. Let's zip through this and hear more. What a grotesque human being. Listen, I don't mean to come off as a judgmental, bitter lady, but as someone who has had so many opportunities, I've had to deflect so much attention in my life, and not once have I ever betrayed a single human being. I have it quite clear in my mind that only low self-esteem, low character, low moral compass people are capable of such things. Can you have a slip up? I don't know. I don't know. I can't even imagine being at like a party and being inebriated and like having a moment, a heat of the moment. I can't even imagine that. Okay. But I think I don't know. I could perhaps get over something like that. But this level of deception, the nastiness. And listen, when she talks about those early text messages, I'm a woman who is been able to get into a few messages here and there, okay? I went through the dark period where I discovered so many horrible things I to be honest with you, I wish I'd never seen. But thank God that I saw them, because they were those nasty, grotesque, like animalistic messages that maybe husbands don't feel like they can give to their wives, but they can give to a low-class woman. That's for sure. Oh, they got 2 ads. Look good on you, boys. Get those coins. You deserve them for listening to these scumbags. Let's move forward here.
Just go out and drink more, because it's how do you shoulder that day to day? Like, I don't doubt that you guys are in love with each other.
I doubt it.
Just every day kind of juggle.
I doubt it. And I know for a fact that if they were to be found out, the husband would throw her under the bus immediately. Okay? This is not a love situation. Rarely, you cannot convince me. Rarely do I really believe that affair partners are in love. I think that in situations where affair partners end up together, it's just all for show. It's just to make it all look better. Essentially, if you are an adulterer, you are a narcissist. There's no way around that, okay? And to tell herself this story that they're in love is to make it feel better, okay? Because that's easier than saying, I have issues in myself. I have no self-esteem. I feel like a worthless, low value, low status, low desirability human being. And this is why I partake in such degenerate human behavior. It's easier to pretend and say to everybody, oh, but we're in love. No, you're not. I can guarantee you a man does not fall in love with a woman he starts off talking about BJs over text messages, okay? That's not how courtship works.
That juggling act of, you know, your partner, kids, your boss, who's also your friends, like you said, like being ridden with that guilt, but then still having that love. Is that a lot to take on every single day?
Love.
Oh yeah, especially because I already have a very hard time with mental health as it is. It's very, very hard because I feel like I'm being pulled in every which way, and I feel like everybody needs me. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a freaking side woman, whatever you want to call it. You know,
That's what essentially cheating is about, okay? And this is what Esther Perel talks about this. And, you know, I love Esther Perel. At the root of what she sells, I've come to believe is a lie. I don't think that you can forgive this level of grotesque deception and hideous behavior. Throw the whole thing away, okay? If these two were to break up with their spouses, they wouldn't remain together. Or, you know, maybe they would for the sake of, like, you know, showing people that, oh, we're in love. It's bullshit, okay? You cannot come back from this kind of behavior. And she nailed it when she said she already struggles with mental health. Yes. This is a person, you have to have a very poor sense of self. You have to have no character. You have to already be struggling with mental health problems to live this kind of double life, okay? And often affairs are about living another role, okay? She gets to be this exciting person, not the mom, not the girlfriend, not her humdrum domestic life. She's probably got some bullshit job. If she had some, like, you know, she said she left her previous job. She didn't like she got tired of the people. She didn't like the people. Like, this is a person who's not centered in their career. I guarantee you she's got, you know, some kind of like low status wage job. All right. And she gets to feel special and feel desired in these moments where she meets up with this older man to get bent over. And she wants to tell herself that that's love.
I have a lot of roles that I need to be in, and it seems like at all times.
She wants to escape her roles.
You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to hurt all these people that I'm playing these roles to. You know, I cry often and I go nuts and I feel like giving up on everything. I feel like giving up on being a mom. I feel like giving up on the affair. I feel like giving up on work. I feel like giving up on life. And it becomes really, real.
People who are in affairs are essentially lost to begin with. Okay, you cannot be firm in yourself, firm in your awareness of who you are and what is your purpose and what are you doing with your life if you get up to shenanigans like this. Who has the time? Who has the time? Someone who's got not a lot going on for themselves. Or a person who is a self-saboteur who has too much going on for themselves and they feel like they don't deserve it. These are two people who feel worthless in some ways.
Really, really tough. But like I said, I don't know how to get out of it. I don't want to leave my relationship I'm in now.
She doesn't want to leave the relationship she's in now. She just wants it all. She doesn't want to leave the relationships she is in now because she probably doesn't want to feel bad. She doesn't want to get exposed. She wants to continue to tell herself these lies, okay, that she has.
Because I love him.
She loves him.
I also don't want to leave the affair because I love him in a whole different way. Like,
what's the difference?
Like I said, we connect spiritually like I've never, ever, ever connected with anybody. He understands me when, like, nobody...
That comes from somebody knowing your secret, okay? This spiritual connection that she claims that they have is because she has a secret. She has a grotesque, nasty, horrible secret, and he knows it, okay? So they're in cahoots. That is instant camaraderie, all right? That's what she feels. But if they were to interface with the real world, go to dinners and pay the bills together and go on holidays and have like life challenges and build memories together, she would probably realize that there's no grand spiritual connection that they have. They're just two dirtbags who are both lost in their lives and have low self-esteem and who are in need of severe mental health, like therapy right away for both of you.
Likes my flaws. Nobody likes me. People love me, but nobody likes me. And he genuinely likes me.
Oh, I thought I called it right away. This is a person who is not desired. She's not desired in life. She feels like people love her, but nobody likes her, and he likes her. He has to like her, okay? They're having a sexual affair. Men can pretend to like just about anyone. Do they really like each other? I sincerely really doubt that.
Okay.
Okay, I love Joe.
So, I mean, did you ever think about like, I mean, you guys see each other like once, you try to see each other every week, once a week, or every other week.
Yeah.
Actually being together is very different. Like, do you think that you guys would, it would feel the same if you guys were spending like every day with each other?
No.
I think just as humans are, I don't think it'll be the same because, we have that time in between, so we can miss each other. We have that time apart where, we don't really see the real bad parts of each other. We're going through a screen.
Well, I mean, they both see the worst of each other. And of course he's got to like that because he's just as evil as she is, right? But yeah, they don't see the worst of each other, like, after a long shift at work and being cranky and like, stinking up the bathroom or like none of that stuff, none of that domestic cohabitation stuff. Listen, there's nothing less sexy than cohabitation. I fully believe that it kills romance, 100%. People who have arrangements, don't bother me. You have arrangements, whatever, you've got open stuff. Some people claim that like keeps their marriage alive. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. But this is gross. The lack of self-awareness. Sometimes sometimes it's there. It's like, oh, you're almost getting the point. Yeah, it's exciting because you miss each other, because you don't live together, because you don't have bills together, because you don't raise kids together. All you're doing is having hotel sex. Yeah, that is fun, okay? It's the other stuff that's not. You would not survive a partnership together. You are two criminals in cahoots, okay? You're Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah, that is sexy and fun.
And basically talk over showing, and I'm a big person on actions speak louder than words. And that's a thing where I am conflicted with because sometimes I overthink and I'm like, well, he's not showing me enough. He needs to show me, anybody can say this and anybody can say that, but
that's
you gotta show
right.
me. But there's only so much time that we can show each other. And whenever we are together,
she's like so close to the point. Anyone can say anything. And I sincerely, without being sexist, believe that men are capable of saying just about anything to get what they want, especially if it is, he's older, maybe he's having a midlife crisis, maybe he's older than midlife. We don't know how old this woman is, but this is probably his last hurrah. Maybe this is him getting to feel desired and sexy and all of that stuff that he doesn't feel in his partnership. But she almost got it. Yeah, he doesn't show because he doesn't love you. You are a pornographic fantasy that he doesn't get to have with the actual love of his life. Sad all around.
Together, he does show me. He does show me that he cares, and he does show me that he loves me. It's just we have a lot of time apart.
So what if, I know you're worried
Delulu.
about your relationship, you don't want to leave it, or obviously for lack of a better term, you want your cake and sort of eat it too. Like, are you worried about, like, if people find out about this, wouldn't that be like way more detrimental to your family, the children, and everyone else's?
Oh, I hope they get found out.
I guess yes and no. To me, I think regardless, it would be very detrimental. I mean, even if we were to come out and say, hey, we love each other, hey, we want to be together, I think it would be just as hard if they were to find out without us telling them.
It would never last.
If I'm wondering, if you could go back, would you have avoided this altogether, or do you feel that the love between you guys is so strong that you would still rather be in this situation?
A lot of times I think, what the hell did I get myself into, and why did I do this, just because of how many emotions are involved and how passionate I am.
Passionate. How many emotions and how passionate I am. You meet once a week at a park and then you bang in a car or at a cheap hotel. There's no emotions here. He says that he loves you according to you, but you didn't say that he says that exactly. You said that I know that he loves me, but he says things but doesn't show things. You are in active delusion and you need to snap the hell out of it. I think that people call the show because they want to be found out. She wants to blow up everything. She wants to blow up her life. She wants to blow up his life. She wants to blow up everybody's life because she's so broken and empty inside, as people who commit these kinds of acts are. You're broken and you're empty and you need healing work because a complete and whole individual doesn't do these things.
But I'm also, like I said, I'm very big on spirituality, and I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidence.
Bro, I can't. It's the girlies that be posting the spiritual memes and shit. They're the nastiest degenerates. The nastiest. Okay, can I tell you, I had to block a bitch who fucking stole my girl's man, okay, in such a lascivious and horrific manner. And this woman every day was posting shit about spirituality. Give me a break. You are in active delusion. Everything that you say about yourself is false. You need, go have an ayahuasca trip, okay? Go do something. Like, figure your shit out. You are delusional.
And the way that him and I connect, I believe that if I weren't had to done that,
the way we
would
connect,
have connected some way, somehow, whether it be in this lifetime or another.
Do you think he's your soulmate, if you believe in that sort of thing?
I do.
But not your current partner?
Correct.
So then what would be keeping you in that relationship? Even if he stays with his wife, what would keep you in a relationship with somebody if you feel like this is not my person?
Because I am not trying to start over, and he's not a bad person. He's just not my person, and I don't know how to explain that unless you know. If you know, you know.
He's not my person, but he's not a bad person, and I don't want to start over. The first thing she said was, I don't want to start over. So she's exactly as they said. I love Greg's faces. Kills me, okay? It's like they do such a good job of like leading these dum-dums to the point, and then they still don't get it. She's not trying to start over, so she wants to have her cake and eat it too. The other guy's not a bad guy. And so she doesn't want to hurt him, but she's actively deceiving and living a double life with this grotesque older man who's probably going through a midlife crisis.
And I don't want to lose him, and I know that if him and I aren't together, I'm gonna lose him.
Too bad.
Yeah, but you're kind of like making that decision when you're having an affair, no?
If you don't want to lose somebody, you don't risk doing anything to hurt them or to push them away. It is like everything she says is false. I hope that this woman comes across my commentary, and I bet you she's just exactly the kind of vain narcissist, empty individual that she's going to be reading the comments on this video, and maybe, you know, the algorithm will work its thing and she'd come across this commentary, and I hope she listens to everything I have to say.
If you had to guess what this situation looks like in, let's call it 5 years, what do you think it is? Because it just seems like it's difficult for these things to sustain over a very long period of time. Like, something's gonna break, right?
Yeah, that's why I told him many times too, like, I don't want to get too comfortable, because when you get comfortable, things go wrong, you know, and we just make sure that we're very, very careful.
But like
And
5 years down the line, you would
I don't
happily
know.
be in this position still? Like, you would want that to be like... your
He's never gonna
kids are
leave his
older, you're with your
wife
partner,
for you.
And you're still having this affair?
Never.
I honestly don't know what's gonna happen in 5 years. I don't like the feelings that I have when I'm not with him about all this stuff. When I'm
She doesn't like the feelings that she has when she's not with him, because when she's with him, it's an escape. Clearly. So she starts to feel guilty and bad, but in the moment that she's with him and up to no good, she gets distracted.
with him, it's great, but when I'm not with him, it a lot of things eat away at me. So I really couldn't tell you about the future. And
They
that's
have
what I
no
tell him,
future.
the same thing, because you know he's really big on, well, are we moving towards the same goal? I just want to know that we're moving towards the same goal, because if we are, then great, but if we're not, we need to be transparent about that. So we're moving towards, yes, we want to eventually be together. When will that be? No idea. 6 years is the minimum of when he will be with, or the maximum of when he will be with his wife still, because his youngest son is going to be 18 in 6 years, and he said that he plans on divorcing her once he's 18.
Full of shit. Full of shit. Because there's no difference in the damage done to that son at 18, okay, than now at 12. Okay? Very little difference. The kid at 18 is going to be just as fucked up. All right? I've seen grown adult children go through situations like this. Okay? Where the father had an affair with the mom's best friend, and it all blew up and everybody found out, and it was so gross and grotesque. And these children are now in their mid 30s, and they still do not forgive their father because what he did was so grotesque. So he's full of shit. Okay, he doesn't actually want to divorce his wife, because if you actually want to divorce, you just do so. Okay, you do so. You don't do this kind of shit.
He's planning a divorce 6 years in the future?
Yeah.
Okay, so he is 18 years older than her. We don't know how old that she is, but clearly, you know, if she's an adult, this person is middle-aged, okay? This person is clearly middle-aged. In 6 years from now, when he's even older, you think he's gonna want to give up his wife, the person who's been there all this time, the person who he promised to grow old with? Does he think at that point, when he's looking for his hospice wife, you think he's going to let go of that woman? If she doesn't know anything and they continue on in their marriage, he's not going to let her go. He doesn't want to divorce her. He does not. He would have done so already.
It would be a
But
long time to keep this up, no?
No, yeah, that is a very long time. And I even told him that, well, I have a 4-year-old, so that is going to be even longer, you know? That's getting into the double digits, and that's where he got discouraged and is like, well, the odds are very against us then, because I'm going to be 60 and you're not going to want to be with a 6-year-old. And I'm like, well,
No, she
I look
won't.
at 6-year-olds, I don't think they look pretty good.
What's the
What
reason?
did she say? Hold on a second. Go back. Did she say she looked at 60-year-olds and they don't look really good? Hold the phone.
Like, well, the odds are very against us then, because I'm going to be 60 and you're not going to want to be with a 6-year-old. And I'm like, well, I look at 6-year-olds, I don't think they look pretty good.
What's the
She is. I don't know if I believe that. I really don't.
But
what's the reason for waiting until the kids are 18?
As a woman who is, 20 years away from 60s. I would not want to be with men in their 60s. Sorry. Unless we're talking about John friggin' Stamos. No, it doesn't work. And when you're in your 40s, you are your most alive. Yeah, no, this is never gonna work.
Like, I think it still would be like, it would have an effect on them.
Oh yeah, regardless, it's going to have an effect on everybody just because of the situation in the moral.
Yeah, you're gonna blow up everybody's life.
I mean, I guess it's not right for some people, but just the society, the social norms, it's not right, and
it's not right. She just said,
I have my morals and he has his morals, and we wanted to wait till they're at least 18 because then they're adults and we can explain things to them.
I'm curious. I mean,
they're still gonna hate you. They're still gonna hate you when they find out the fucking sneaking around in the hotels, and the text messages. This is not a love situation. This is not a situation that, like, love at first sight. No, this is lust and escape, and they're gonna think that their father is disgusting because he is. Your children are gonna think you're disgusting because you are. And it's not going to make a difference. In fact, you'd probably be better off doing it now than when they're older. Okay? Because when they're older, they're good. What are you going to explain to them? What are you going to explain to them? That they're going to think that everything is okay. What will you explain? Honestly, it's so full. They're so full of shit. The two of them, they'll never work.
Say like moral spirituality, and like you just alluded to, like, all right, society says like this is bad, don't do this, obviously don't have an affair, but like, what do you believe? Are you leaning towards like this is wrong, or like if this is your soulmate and you guys are in love, like there's something right about this?
There's no such thing as a soulmate.
Like maybe you don't see it as wrong as other people might see it.
I don't know if you've like ever heard like it's so wrong but it feels so right.
Sure.
Yeah. Everything feels right when you're having orgasms and you're having carefree hotel sex. Sure, I'm sure that feels right. But that is just a delusion on all fronts.
So that's kind of like how I feel. Like I said, when I'm not with him, I feel so wrong about it. I feel like, we're not doing the right thing, the godly thing, the holy thing, and then when I'm with him, I can't help but like not even see.
When she's with him, she can't even help but not see all of that stuff because it is an escape. It's an escape from reality, which is what affairs are. They're not real. They're not real connections. Maybe once in a while they are, but come on, there's nothing.
The world, not even hear the world. I'm with him. Everything that's going on
That's right. She doesn't think about anything else. Just meditate, okay? If you need an escape from your life, go work out. Go to the gym, meditate, work on yourself, go to therapy, have a walk. You don't need to be having sex with your boss and best friend's husband to escape your humdrum, boring bullshit suburban life where you have no career and no goals and no objectives and nothing going on for yourself.
Doesn't matter. Of course, if my kids call me in a panic or an emergency, of course I'm going to be by their side. My kids are my world. But when I'm with him, everything else is silent.
It's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's a very tough position, I guess, to be in, but I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's no answer right now.
Joe is being so kind.
Answer every day, or hoping something reveals itself in the future.
Also, if you guys are like in love with each other, then like, of course, it's going to be hard on a bunch of people involved. But
you're not in love.
You're doing everyone a favor
if you're
actually in love with each other, and then you guys get out of your relationships, and then everyone can kind of go their separate ways. Because from what you were saying, it sounds sort of inevitable. He's planning on leaving his wife 6 years from now, and it sounds like you're planning on.
So what happens in the meantime? So they're in love with each other, but they're staying with their spouses. Do you think that they don't sleep with their spouses? If you were in love with somebody, you couldn't sleep with anybody else. That's not how being in love works. And so for 6 years, they're going to maintain their relationships. They're going to sleep with their spouses and wait for this, like, you know, ever increasing goalpost. And then when the kid is 18, you know, maybe he's going to have some sort of like stress and mental problems or you know, some sort of crisis. And then the husband's going to have another excuse for why he can't leave. Or then his wife might be sick and, oh, I can't leave my wife then. These are just two lost loser individuals looking for escape. Try reading a book if you're so spiritual. Escape your life in a book, darling. Watch some Netflix for a mild escape. Go to the spa. Take up martial arts, okay? All of those things are better for you than what you are doing.
Leaving your boyfriend in 14 years. I mean, I think just like, I don't know, that's a long time to like just kind of wait until the kids are 18. When, if you guys are in like love with each other, then like you should just probably be together, no?
Right, and let me get this straight. I can't say that, you know, I'm gonna leave my boyfriend in 14 years, or if we're gonna leave each other in 3 years. You know, I don't know the future. You know, and who knows? Maybe this all may blow over, and I may be with my boss's husband in a year, and everything is fine. And who knows? Maybe I cut everything off with my boss's husband in 4 years. You know, I don't know, and that's kind of why.
This is a person who should be alone and who has probably never been alone and is incapable of being alone. And you really don't know yourself until you are alone. She's talking about, he knows me and nobody likes me, but he likes me. Sure, he's got to make you think he likes you. And maybe he likes you in these 3-hour time slots that you meet once a week, where you let him do whatever the heck he wants in a hotel. Yeah, he likes you a lot in those moments. Okay? But you clearly don't like yourself. Otherwise, you would make the correct decision, which is to be alone. You shouldn't be with either of these men. You should be on your own and on an active healing journey to figure out what is wrong with you to make you do these things.
Yeah, I came on today because I'm genuinely in a spot where I'm just like, I want to know, but I don't know. There's so many feelings, and I don't want to hurt anybody or lose anybody, you know, and that's why I'm like keeping it a secret, because I'm hoping that eventually we can just talk about it. And then
they're not feelings, they're delusions.
You know, I don't want it to just be like, oh, somebody found out, now we have to figure out how we're going to talk about these things. So I do worry about that. I really do worry about people finding out before we can just talk about it. And
she's not worried about people finding out.
I've been in situations where I'm like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready to tell them. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of being in this relationship. I'm not happy. But then it's like, I also think, you know, is the grass greener on the other side? No, not always. It's green where you water it, you know?
Oh my God, the platitudes. Oh, this is an insufferable human being. God, I wish none of us to come across a person like this. Like, this is why I say you gotta be so careful who you let in your circle, especially if you got a lot going on for yourself. Okay, if you are a woman who's got a lot going on for yourself, woo, you better be careful with who you let in your life.
But for years, I watered for me and my boyfriend, and I just got cheated on for 4 years, and that's kind of where this all stemmed. I was cheated on for a very long time, and I stayed loyal, and I continue to be the good mom, the
same
wife,
boyfriend,
not wife, but you know, the housewife, and I just got fed up because I want to be taken care of. You know, I want to be loved. I don't want to just be a mom. You know?
Well, that's a whole different dynamic. Okay, if the man she's just referring to now is the same boyfriend that she's cheating on, that's a whole different dynamic. Throw everybody away. Throw them all away. Start fresh. Delete. Control Alt Delete. Okay, go away.
I'm more than just a mom. And
I'm more than just a mom. But are you? Maybe you're not. maybe you're not more than just a mom. Okay, everything that this woman says is a delusion. Okay, she has a moral compass. She is a spiritual person. She's more than just a mom. Well, maybe you're not more than just a mom. Maybe that is the root of the problem. You don't have hobbies. You don't have intellectual interests. You don't have career objectives. Yeah, you are more than just a mom. You're also an old man's side piece.
And he makes me feel that way. He really makes me feel better about who I am, and he enjoys my flaws. He says, your flaws make you human, you know, instead of making me feel like I need to change my flaws.
Your flaws make you human. Like, what a empty platitude. Your flaws make you human. Your flaws make you human while you're meeting up at a cheap hotel to get railed.
Obviously, we don't have an answer for you. We're here to listen. But
yeah,
like you said, like you came on to kind of talk this out. I'm sure in some way, maybe it's helped to say this out loud for the first time ever. But we obviously appreciate that. Like,
holy moly, this one was a doozy. Guys, I cannot listen to any more. I can't listen to a single word more from this delusional woman. Listen, I hope I didn't come off as too judgmental. Just, this is a topic that burns my balls, okay? I think that there's just nothing more morally reprehensible than adultery. Just be an adult. Just be a grown-up and finish what's not working and then be with somebody else. That is so much better than blowing up everybody's lives. Let's see if she has any final words.
This guy, I wouldn't be surprised if he leads her on of like in 6 years, like convinces her like 6 years or whatever, like I'm going to do it. My kid's going to be 18 and then doesn't do it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly how it happens. Is an ever increasing goalpost that he doesn't actually like her because he doesn't know her, because they meet for a couple hours a week to do what they do. Okay. These things are never going to work. Anyways, that was today's episode. Holy moly. This drink was really strong. This topic, gross. People are nasty. Listen, just be in open relationships. Just don't be monogamous, okay? Because clearly it doesn't work for people. It doesn't work for everyone. I'm a person who believes in monogamy, and I believe it is attainable with the right people. And unfortunately, some people are made of such low moral fiber and have such low self-esteem. And it's never the people that have the most opportunities. Okay, I have known a lot of very impressive women in my life, very beautiful, very accomplished, very intelligent, very interesting, with just a daily barrage of opportunities from men. And not one of those women has been spared from infidelity of a low-class partner. So honestly, I wish people all the best. I wish them healing. They should really take up their sponsor's offer for BetterHelp. Go get BetterHelp. I hope that the woman who called into the show takes a listen to this tough love advice here, and that she seeks some healing and self-improvement, because Lord knows she needs it. Anyways, everyone, this has been Chismimimosa, the show where the drinks are cold and the chisme is hot. This chisme was piping hot. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be watching more internet gossip shows in future episodes. I thank you for watching. Please leave me your comments below. Let's talk about it. Was I too judgmental on these people? I don't know. Basura, okay? Son todas basura. Everybody in this situation is garbage. I'm Mimi. Besitos. See you next time. Ciao.